Locker Room, with all the sports news you need, live.
There you go. Very good evening to you. Welcome to the locker room. I hope you never saw that. Actually, I was running a few minutes late. I was getting my makeup on, and believe it or not, it took a long time. As well before Graham answered that one. So good night for Rangers and the Europa League. They're through to the playoff round now, as they beat Real Betis by 3-2. And early on, Aberdeen beat Frankfurt by 2-0, but sadly Aberdeen's out. But it was a good, they put up a good fight and a decent campaign, you would say as well. But anyway, we're here until 11 o'clock. Get your comments coming in if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, and you know all by now, but I thought I would say that to you because I'm a nice guy. Tonight I'm talking about nice guys. We'll be joined by Stephen Rosyth later on and Graham Duffy as well. How's it going, Graham?
I'm good. It feels like I've not seen you for ages because you weren't on last night. I've missed you.
I know, yeah. Guess what? I've not missed you. But yeah, it's good to be back on the locker room. Of course, I was at the Celtic game last night, and I suppose the same as the Aberdeen game tonight, Grim. It was a dead rubber, but a very kind of entertaining game as well. And Celtic got the first one of the Champions League, and the out of the Champions League was a big 4 points. So there you go. What did you think of the game last night, Glenn, before we get into the games tonight?
Well, I was at the show with Reagan last night, and I did say at the time that, even though the game didn't mean anything, I was actually quite impressed with how much intensity there was to the game. I thought Farnwood looked very good. They came to try and win the game. I thought Celtic tried to win the game as well, and of course they did. And you're looking at the Celtic lineup, and Liam Scales and Stephen Welsh at the back. I thought they were excellent. I said that to Reagan last night. I thought they were very good, and I thought Celtic probably did just about shade it. I thought they were really good. And of course, the redemption story as well of Lago Bielka scoring the goal, who's not been seen for a while. So yeah, it was a really good performance. But I kind of mentioned to Reagan a couple of times last night as well that I still don't think at the moment that Celtic are getting the best out of Kyogo. I still thought he was quite quiet last night. He had one moment in the first half where he was clean through, and he didn't really. It's a decent effort, but he couldn't take it. But they're just not getting the best out of him just now. And again, for me, Matt O'Reilly again was excellent last night, and he makes the goal. Brilliant little control, great cross in, and yeah, I think it was a really good game of football last night. And I didn't know what to expect last night because it didn't mean anything, but it was a big win for Celtic, and of course, it also gets them an extra £2 million as well. So yeah, really good game and a good win for Celtic.
Okay, we'll get into the Rangers chat in a wee minute or two, but good evening to the wonderful co-host, sorry Graham, Stephen Rosyth. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good, guys. Thoroughly enjoyed that game of football tonight.
It was a good game.
Yep, loved it. Fantastic game. I'm sure we'll get into it a bit more later.
Yeah, very open game, as you say, tonight, and I suppose like nobody was expecting that. That a very kind of open game. Real Betis 2, Rangers 3. It could have went anyway. Actually, it was clearly a semi-final or whatever, a quarter-final of a cup competition as tonight. But Stephen, what did you take away from that game tonight?
It's a fantastic result for Rangers and a fantastic result for Scotland's coefficient to get them through. So, listen, I thought they thoroughly deserved it. I think to go to Seville, play Betis away in a stadium that they've not been beaten all season, and to go and score 3 goals and put in the performance they did was fantastic. They they go down and then they went ahead. They were pegged back level. They go ahead again and then they were pegged back again. So there was great resilience in the performance for Rangers. The first half was mental, but the second half is exactly what it needed to be. I thought the substitution bringing on to John Sterling was a great decision. I thought he really carried Rangers up the pitch and listen. Something about Rangers in Europe, isn't it? And they thoroughly deserve to go through. Great result.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go on to, we'll pick the bones out the game as well, Graham. But I mean, came on, scored the winning goal for Rangers, and I suppose he's been unlucky over the years with injury. But I've quite liked Ruffy. He's a decent player, and if Rangers can get him fit, so they stay fit, I think he'll score a lot of goals.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good player, Roof. We all know that, but it's just about the injuries. He's struggled a lot with that, but if they can keep him fit, there's no doubt he's probably Rangers' best striker. You know, they had players missing tonight, Danilo especially, and Roof's come on and he scored. And he's taken it well because he's had to turn and finish it really well, and he looked a threat. And I have to say as well that I was surprised that Cifuentes got taken off at half-time, but to be fair, I thought Sterling did very well when he came on. He looked a real threat. Matondo added a threat. As Stephen put on X and put in the group chat, who stole Cyril Desser's top? Because that goal that he scored was just not what you expect from Cyril Dessers. But yeah, again, it was another really good game, actually. And I thought, again, Betis could have had a couple more goals in that game as well. They hit the woodwork twice. They had numerous other chances. I think Butler's made a really good save as well. I really like watching Isco. He's a fantastic footballer. Again, it was a really good game, but Rangers managed to get the job done on top of the group. That's all they wanted. So yeah, it was a real entertaining game tonight, and fair play to Rangers, managed to get the win, and obviously, as people have mentioned, it helps the coefficient as well.
Can I ask a question?
Gregor.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, good evening, Gregor. Do you think that result tonight benefits Celtic in the sense that Rangers have now got European football after Christmas? Celtic don't have any, and their main focus is on the league.
I think it does, because they're going to play catch up now, Stephen. It's Celtic will play on a Saturday, Rangers will play on a Sunday, so Rangers will always play catch up as well. And don't forget, I mean, they've got they've got a game in hand as well. And okay, I mean, everybody says, oh yeah, they win that one, but I mean, the game's not plaguing paper, you know. They've got to go out and win the game. It doesn't matter if they win it ugly or whatever, Stephen, you know, and they don't have to dominate the game for 90 minutes. The one is that they keep in the coattails of Celtic as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, Glenn, but I think that I kind of get what you mean, but because most Celtic fans will go Rangers to stay in Europe just because of the fact that they're going to play cats up.
Yeah, I think that probably is true. I think Reagan mentioned that as well yesterday. It probably is a good point. And I think it will benefit Celtic. But, you know, Rangers are wanting to try and get to that final again, like they did a few seasons ago. I don't know if they will this time, because I think there's a lot of decent teams left in that Europa League. But it's a big chance for them. And tonight was a massive, massive game. They wouldn't have wanted to get more injuries as well going to that big game on Sunday. But it probably is a benefit to Celtic. You know, they will be obviously playing first in most games now. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I mean, fair play to Rangers tonight, because that was a big, big game for them. I genuinely didn't think they would win tonight, because I thought Betis looked a really good side, but they've managed to get the 3 points and managed to get a win. And fair play to them. That was a big result tonight. To score 3 goals away from home to a decent European side is a tough one, but they've done really well tonight.
Stephen, all started off brilliantly by Rangers in the first 7 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah.
Seema opened the scoring, and it was a good goal.
It was a great goal. I actually thought a lot of the goals, the 4 of the 5 goals tonight were really, really great finishes. And as I say, thoroughly enjoyable game to watch. But this Rangers side, now you think of this Rangers side when they were under Michael Beale, and you see that performance tonight. I mean, they go away to Limassol and get. I know it was Steve Davis that was in charge, but they were so flat that night. and they go to Betis tonight, and it's a testament to the job that Philippe Clermont's doing at Rangers. They're still unbeaten. That's one of the hardest places you could go, and Betis away, and they've get through. I don't think anybody would have given Rangers a chance of going through tonight, and they've done it. So fair play to them, and it's really important for Scotland as well, because we need teams to go deep to keep that coefficient. Aye, because you know yourself, Graham, you're the Hearts man. You finish third, you're guaranteed European football to Christmas. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, 100%. Although I don't see Hearts finishing third this season, if I'm honest. But as Lino says, evening chap, suddenly Scotland has great teams that can rock with the best of Europe. 3 wins in a week, amazing. And I was going to say that as well. I know that obviously the Aberdeen game and the Celtic game didn't mean anything in terms of qualification, but to have all of our teams actually winning this week is really, really good, and it will help the coefficient as well.
I mean, if we can jump on to the second half, we'll jump back and forth a bit like the game here. Maybe you're going to get a bit seasick, but put your life jacket on, actually. But Graham, Rangers couldn't get out in that second half. They had a free kick as well, but also they had Ruth that scored on that crucial goal to the Rangers. I think as well in European football that you've got to be a bit stuffy at times in terms of like you've got to be open, but also you've got to close the back door, and I thought Rangers were quite good at that tonight.
Yeah, there was times in the first half as well. I mean, even after, I think it was after Rangers scored the first goal, Betis had numerous chances. They were knocking at the door, and it looked like the goal was coming. They got the equaliser, and the second half was kind of the same again. I thought Betis looked really good second half. They were really creating chances and knocking at the Rangers' door. But, you know, Rangers did really well to get out of that, because I don't know how many times on the show I talked about big moments in games. Rangers took theirs tonight, and Betis didn't take the chances that they had, because that could have been a very different game tonight if Betis had taken the chances, because they had plenty. You know, as I said, they hit the woodwork twice. They had numerous other chances as well. But Rangers got the job done tonight. And in these games, especially for home, you do have to take your chances when you get them. And Rangers have done that tonight. And I thought there's a lot of those players tonight were very impressive, I have to say. Like I said, I thought Sterling was really good. Sima again looked really good. Dessers looked much more lively tonight. And defensively looked really decent as well. So it's a big result. And they had to withstand a lot of pressure from Betis. But that's what you've got to do in these games. And that's what they're going to have to do for the rest of the tournament. Because I think they'll come up against even better teams than Betis. They'll have to do the same thing again.
Stephen, is it too early to say Jack Butland goes up there with Alan McGregor because he pulled off some good saves tonight?
I don't think you can say that after Butland's only been there for a couple of months. Alan McGregor's been there for a decade, you know what I mean, over a decade. So I think to put him in that bracket, it's a bit. I don't think he'll ever get there, because I think Alan McGregor is a legend at the club. But I definitely think it's a great replacement. It's probably as good as a replacement as he could have got. Think about it, to get him in a free transfer, and he's pulled off so many important saves for them. There's another point, guys. The Asia Cup is on in January. That will see a lot of Celtic's key players going away. So it's going to be really, really interesting in the second half of the season, I think. In Scotland, it's going to be really, really tight, but Celtic will get key players going away.
Graham, what does that say about the Rangers team if I'm saying about Jack Butland has been a brilliant goalkeeper? Well, so far, all right, he's not been there long enough to put in the back bracket of McGregor, but what does that say about the whole outfield team? A bit like what I was saying a few weeks ago about what does that say about the Rangers squad? If the Rangers fans are saying, "Oh, that McCausland, he should get signed up." Yeah, he's only played 2 games for Rangers.
Yeah, and again tonight I thought McCausland was really good. He's actually involved in the first goal as well. It's direct running, and it's a really good ball in the box as well. I think he's looked really impressive, McCausland, and there's no doubt Butland's been one of the better signings. A lot of signings that Rangers have made have not been great. Josh has talked about Sam Lammers before, who doesn't look that impressive. I thought he was better tonight. Dessers, again, like I've said before, has not been great, but I thought he looked better tonight. Are they now starting to get a tune at these guys? Obviously, time will tell, but I think Butland's been up there. We're easily one of their best signings. He's made numerous great saves in big games, but they've got bigger games to come. They've got obviously the game on Sunday, and they've also got the small matter of Glasgow Derby coming in a couple of weeks as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how Rangers do in that game. And that could be a huge game as well, depending on what happens this weekend, because obviously Celtic beat Hearts to go further clear. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Rangers players handle it. And the big thing will be, again, they don't want to get any more injuries. I think they've got injuries going at this cup final on Sunday, but the main thing tonight was getting that job done. And again, with the fact that Sparta Prague were beating Limassol, Rangers knew that they were going to be out. So they had to win that game tonight, and they managed to do it. And these signings have helped. But for me, there's no doubt that Jack Butland's been top of that list for the best signings they've made.
Stephen, Sunday's obviously we'll speak about Sunday's game tomorrow, but it's going to make it quite interesting now because Aberdeen won the game. Okay, it never meant nothing, but they wanted to go out and perform in front of their own fans. Rangers went out tonight away from home and get pegged back about twice and still win the game 3-2. So Rangers has got a sprint on the in fact, both teams has got a sprint in the step going into Sunday's final now.
No, absolutely. And I know on the face of it, it seems like a meaningless game, but that win gets Aberdeen a lot of money. I don't know the exact figure you get for the group stage win, but I know Celtic get $2.5 million for beating Feyenoord at home last night. So I'd imagine it'll be a similar type of figure that Aberdeen might be getting. I know it'll be less, but for beating Frankfurt tonight, and listen, they'll get a bit of confidence going in against Rangers. Rangers haven't beaten Aberdeen yet this season, and let's not forget that Aberdeen rung the changes tonight, and still beat a Frankfurt side. I know Frankfurt changed it as well, but they still, as Mino pointed out, but that Frankfurt beat Bayern Munich 5-1. So what a result that was. But listen, it's going to be really interesting on Sunday. I think it's going to be a tight one. I don't know how many bites you get at Rangers. How long you can go undefeated against them. You don't see it that often that sides out with Celtic going 3 games unbeaten against Rangers. So listen, I'll probably just pick Rangers to win it. But no, you're right. The two of them will be getting into the game flying, both squads.
And also, what I was ready to say this, Stephen, and I know, and I don't know how much you get for a win, but you also get money for goals as well. So, like, maybe it's, as I say, as they used to say on the game show years ago, double money, mate. I don't know how much that they would get. Maybe our Aberdeen fan watching this tonight will be able to tell us if he's not out celebrating. That is enough. But for them, it's going to be quite interesting for both teams on Sunday because usually after a big European game, Rangers play Ross County or Aberdeen plays no disrespect bits at Johnson and they get the win, but very stuffy. But now it's like it's like 2 games back to back, but 2 massive games.
Yeah, and also tonight, that was Real Betis' first defeat of the season as well. So it's even bigger win for Rangers, that. And you can see that Betis have got some decent players. Like I said, I really like watching Isco play. There was a guy called Miranda play. I thought he was on Channel 1. Seen Miranda before. Different type of player. But yeah, it was... Sorry, I couldn't resist. But yeah, I mean, it's two big results. It doesn't look like Miranda. But yeah, it was two big results. I genuinely think Sunday could be a really big game. It could be a massive game, and I think fair play Aberdeen as well. I know we'll get onto that later, but the fact that they basically rested 8 players and have beaten Frankfurt, and deservedly so as well, it's going to be a really big game. And as Stephen's rightly mentioned as well, Aberdeen haven't lost to Rangers yet this season, so it's going to be a huge game on Sunday. But Rangers now on the back of that 3-1 win over Dundee, now they've managed to get a win tonight. It's going to be so interesting, that game on Sunday. I mean, this could generally go either way, but I'm looking forward to what that game might actually have in store.
Yeah, I suppose it's 20 past 10 at night, and I can get away with saying this, by the way. Just as well, he never scored. Think about that one before you answer. Okay, Graham's got a smile on his face, so I think Mr. Duffy knows what I'm talking about. Don't worry, Stephen, we'll tell you after we go off here, by the way. Because I know, like, you're like a young Scot compared to Jack and Victor here, you know.
That's the first time I've been called young in a long time.
I just not on to make Dave's in at the bingo, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, good performance from Rangers away from home. You know, as I say, going behind like you know, twice in the game and still getting that determination, scheming to come back and win the game, and they got the goal at the right time, because I think it was like 10 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, no. Listen, I think it's just it didn't give Betis much time to come back, did it not? So they get it late on. And I think his game, like we said, I think when fit, Kemal Riff is easily Rangers' best striker. I mean, I know Dessers scored a great goal tonight, but out of the three they've got, and I know that the other two maybe haven't been there long enough, but he's the only one that's proven, isn't he? He's the only one that's a proven goal scorer out of the three. And with Danilo injured for a long time, they'll be really hoping that he can stay fit, because if he gets another injury, they're only left with Dessers. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they actually bring a striker in January. But no, it was good. Good time for them to score the goal, and Jack Butland didn't even have many. I think there was one hairy moment where they had to scramble across his goal and tip it around the post after that, but I thought they were fairly comfortable and good for the win.
Graham, before Ruth got the winning goal for Rangers, Real Betis got a goal, but it was ruled out off of your favourite pal VAR. I don't know about you guys, but I thought it was quite a tight call, that one.
I don't think it was for offside, it was for handball, and I think it probably was. I think it was the right decision. As Lino says, he'll reach your rights, that Miranda. Boom, boom, that's the good one. I like that one. But yeah, there was a couple of moments in that game. There was also I think, was it in the first half, a potential handball as well from Golson that wasn't given. Yeah. Again, that could go either way. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna. If that's in the Premier League, that's probably going to get given. But in European games, these referees kind of tend not to give these ones. So that was a big call as well. Wouldn't be like Rangers to get a penalty against them right enough, but there you go. But yeah, I mean, there was moments in that game today that VAR did get involved in, but I think most of the calls were right. I mean, you know, the fans were calling for everything, as fans always do, and the players were calling for it as well. But I think most of the calls were right. And I'm just glad that tonight we're actually not sitting here moaning about VAR making a big decision wrong. Because no doubt this weekend we'll be talking about plenty.
Stephen, let's go back to the first half. Brilliant first half. But it reminded me a bit like, I know you're going to laugh at me here, but it was a bit like watching the Race Rovers game last week. It was very kind of end to end.
No, it was. But I'm not going to laugh at you. I think it's a good comparison, but it's because both teams had to go for it, didn't they? Both teams kind of
Stephen, I must admit, just as well, you said that to me, because Graham would be laughing at me if she wasn't here. So thanks for being here, Stephen.
But no, I forgot what I was saying there. But both teams needed to win.
Oh well,
Michael. Betis need to win the group, and a draw, I think, would have got them through. So that's why I think the game is so end to end. But fantastic. I need to stop calling it Twitter. It's just force a habit. Some of the teams that have dropped into the Champions League, from the Champions League to the Europa League, because I think, if I'm right in saying, Rangers are straight into the last 16 now. So they could end up with, these are the Champions League sides that they could get, assuming that they win. If you Galatasaray, Lens, Braga, Benfica, Feyenoord, AC Milan, Young Boys, or Shakhtar. But then you look at some of the teams, even for the Europa League, you've got Rennes in there, you've got Roma, you've got Sporting Lisbon, Marseille, and Toulouse. So, listen, it's going to be a hard tie whoever they get looking at these teams. But there's something special, I think, about Ibrox on European nights, and Rangers have used that to their advantage the last time they got to the Europa League final, so they'll be trying to do the same this time.
Yeah, no, definitely. God knows how Real Betis are feeling now, Glenn, because they put everything into that game, and it was a brilliant atmosphere even before the game as well. And then obviously Roos came up with the winning goal. They won. Rangers won 3-2 in the night. They must be gutted.
Yeah, and here's a little stat for you as well that I've just seen. This is the first time since 2002 that Scottish clubs have recorded 3 group stage wins in the same week.
Wow.
2002, the last time that happened.
And
that
two
is
of the
mental.
and 2 of the games didn't mean anything.
I know, but even still, it is nice to get a win, and especially for Rangers tonight, because that game also did mean something. But yeah, that is crazy that it's 2002 that last time that happened. Genuinely can't believe that.
No, I know exactly. It's just a pity that we're just speaking about Rangers, not Celtic and Aberdeen, and still in Europe as well, Stephen. And I know we'll get on to speak about Aberdeen in a wee minute or two as well. But I mean, they should be. I don't want to say that they should be proud of the campaigns, but they should be proud, but also they should be kicking themselves as well, because, I mean, if you look at the games overall, it's own mistakes that they're making. Oops, I think Stephen
Well, I've got opportunity, particularly against what's the name of the side that they played at the bottom of the group? Sorry, it's completely slipped my mind.
Aris Limassol.
But I think they failed to beat them at home, and then I'm here. Hello, can you hear me?
I think we can. Oops, he's away. By the way, before we get Stephen back
Bye,
on,
Stephen.
No, bye. I thought look at the comments, Graham. It's quite a funny comment by Aberpart and basically says nobody wants to lose. Boom boom.
They're on fire, right?
That's one of your jokes, Graham.
No, that's better than one of mine.
Well, I was going to say that too. Real Betis 2, Rangers 3. Rangers and the draw for the next, the last 32 of 32, yeah. Aye. Yeah,
it will be,
of the Europa League. Now, I'm not sure when they do that, Graham. I think it's Monday. It's usually the draw for the next round of Europe. I'm not sure. It used to be, but some give will tell us as well. Okay, let's jump from Spain to the Northern Lights of Old Aberdeen tonight, and it's a funny kickoff time. Actually, 5:45. Maybe Aberdeen should be kicking off at that time every season in Europe if they're going to win, Graham, because they won by 2-0 against Frankfurt. Aberdeen is out. Stephen is now back with us.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yep. It was a brilliant point that you were making there, Stephen. Actually, we got the gist of it.
Of course it was. I was talking. I'm sorry. That's just not what
I'll give you one more shot. What were you saying, Stephen?
I was actually talking about how Aberdeen find themselves unfortunate not to actually go through from the group. I forgot the name of the side, the bottom seeded side in the group. Who was it?
Helsinki.
JK Helsinki, that's right. I think they dropped points there at home, and then there was that moment where they should have had a penalty against Palk at home as well, and it would have made the game 3-1. They subsequently go on and lose that match. So there you go. There's 5 points already that they've dropped that would have seen them through. And listen, it's so good to see a side out with the Old Firm that don't disgrace themselves in Europe. And I'm not saying Hearts were a disgrace. Maybe disgrace is a bit a strong word. I think I should maybe try and put a positive spin on it and say,
no, you said it. You can't go
there,
back
there
to
is
the
no one. There is no one.
no, but the put up a good showing is what I should have said. And Aberdeen have done that. I mean, they scored in every group match. 9 goals, I think. 10 goals, I think they got across all the group games. So nobody would have predicted that when that draw was given out. And listen, what will happen as well, obviously they've had a horrendous start to the season, but say a miracle happened like last season and they were to finish third, then the players now have that experience of playing in European competition, so they'll be better for it. So no, really good showing for Aberdeen.
Graham, I put down there in the first half before Aberdeen scored, before they won the game. Actually, I put nothing at stake, nothing at stake apart from a place up for grabs in the cup final, and like that basically was, Barry Robson's head going into the game. But I mean, he's got a hell of a hard job now. After 90 minutes when they won 2-0 at home.
To be honest, I actually do think that Barry Robson already knows the team in his head. Even before today's game, I think he knows his team for Sunday. And the biggest one out of that is, will Majowski be fit? Now, I think all the kind of things are that he probably will be, which is a big thing for him. But there might be players that have played themselves into that final. Again, today, I thought Paul Vara did really well. And obviously, he makes the second goal for Sockler. Brilliant ball through. Thought Connor Barron played really well. And I thought Aberdeen probably just about deserved it. I thought Frankfurt had a lot of possession. And they did have a few chances. But, again, Kelarus has done really well. But, again, it was a strange game today because it didn't mean anything, as we know. And that really strange kickoff time, I wondered what the crowd would be like. But it was actually a decent crowd that we told you tonight.
I thought the atmosphere was a bit funny as well, Graham.
Yeah, it did seem a bit flat, which I understand because it's a 5:45 kickoff in a game that it doesn't matter what happens, and obviously you're looking forward to the cup final. But it was a decent crowd at Tawdry. I thought it was a decent crowd, and I thought Aberdeen probably first half were a little bit like Hearts last week in the first half. I thought they were quite passive. I thought they let Eintracht Frankfurt get too much time on the ball, and obviously when you've got a guy like Mario Götze, who's a former World Cup winner, you can't let that guy have time on the ball because he will hammer you. And I thought they defended really well. And like I say, for all that Eintracht Frankfurt had a lot of the ball, especially in the first half, they weren't really doing a lot with it. And then Aberdeen get their really one chance in the first half and take it. Really good ball by Shane Morris. And there's Duke to score. And that just gave them that lift. And I thought second half, Aberdeen were far, far better. Again, I thought Frankfurt a lot of possession, but I thought Aberdeen looked far more comfortable, far more of a threat going forward. And that second goal just kills it off. Like I said, it's a great ball from Pavara, great finish by Sockler. And I think that was probably the thing today. I think a lot of those players were out there today going, right, we need to try and put ourselves in that cup final place. But I genuinely think Robson knows his team already.
Stephen, you better watch, by the way, when you go out anywhere, right? Because Anna Lynn will basically say, Stephen, I spotted you on the SFA website, live stream with your Scotland top on. By the way, you wanted to see him at the end of the night. I'm not going to go there.
He's no lying, by the way.
He said,
no lying.
Well, yeah, I know, my old fans, He says
that day was a great day. We don't get wins anymore. We just celebrate draws.
He says you get around, don't you? And no, to be honest, he doesn't get around it. He's yet to buy me and Graham around. But anyway, well, that's for a different show as well. Stephen, how many times have we come on the show, right, and said that that the opposing team was a better team in the first half, like Frankfurt and Aberdeen went up the park and scored by I think Emma Dogs. By the way, again, Buggy, listen to Emma Dogs' comments at halftime. His name's Duke, but see, apparently it says Duke scored the goal. Must be his sister.
I'm the one to pull people up for pronunciation. So, but no, I think the goal changes the game. I mean, Aberdeen get it completely against the run of play, and to get it so close to half time as well. Get them
just to put on pronunciations, right? How can John Hartson still not pronounce Kyogo's name properly? That was doing my head on last night. They still couldn't figure out how to pronounce it.
How does he pronounce it? I've never heard it.
Kyogo. It's Kyogo. Everyone knows that. You're meant to be a Celtic fan. You don't even know how to pronounce Kyogo's name. Come on, get it right, man.
Kyogo.
Yeah.
Kyogo Maradona. Sorry.
He actually had to ask the presenter or the commentator how you pronounce Kyogo's name, and it's just like Kyogo. It's like it's on the back of his top. It says Kyogo. You've got it written down in front of you. Kyogo. How do you not know how to say it? Pundits, man, they're useless.
I actually seen him having a go at somebody on Twitter. I think I don't know if it was. Graham. I don't want to quote the wrong person for tweeting it. So it might have been SM Media. I don't know what they were saying that they were saying that John Hartson's one of the worst co-commentators out there.
It was.
And I think they've got a point. I mean, I'm not one to slate someone for doing their job, but he would be up there, I think. But he came back saying I've been going to games for over 40 years or something, 17 years as a pundit or something. But some of the mistakes that he makes, I mean, there was one where he was saying somebody's hand was offside. It's just basics like that. Do you know what I mean? Stuff that you just need to get right.
Joey Barton slags off women for not getting things right. Jesus, man. Seriously, how difficult is it to pronounce somebody's name properly? Get a grip. Kyogo! It's written there!
I know.
By the way, on that subject of Joey Barton, absolutely all done. I think you just need to look at people like Laura Woods and Emma Dodds, who I think two people that do great jobs. So, absolute nonsense.
Yeah, no, exactly. Alex Scott as well. Just to bring him name up there. That's why I've got a big smile on my face when I say that, Graham. Alex Scott. Gregor was saying that I didn't know Stephen was on the SFA Scotland show. So there you go, Stephen. You've got a fan club now. You've got two people on it.
When the singer was on at the end, I actually felt like one of his backing singers. I was that close to him. So
oh, Scott. Yeah. And
thankfully, nobody could hear me sing though. That would have been.
Yeah, but we did see you in the background. I did see you in the background. And
remember, the camera adds £10. By the way, just letting you know.
Oh, there was no me.
The camera adds £10.
In your pocket or somewhere else. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get back to football because that's what we're here. I think that's what we're here to talk about, is it?
Yeah, well, we're interacting with the audience. Anyway.
Yeah. Your fan club, Stephen. Stephen's on Twitter, by the way. He's on X as well. At Stephen Grayside or something like that. Anyway, I'm on Twitter and Graham's on Twitter as well, so you can follow us and stuff like that.
Right, let's get back to the football.
Talk a lot of good stuff at time. Brilliant time to score the goal. Stephen, the last tick at the half, and every time we see that in football, we've spoken about it time and time again on the show, me and Graham, that when their team scores and, the last kick of the ball, it gives them a kind of like kick on for the second half, and that's the way Aberdeen done that tonight.
Yep. No, absolutely. And momentum's everything in football, and that's what the goal gave them.
Oh, short and sweet. Okay, that's cool. Looking at Frankfurt tonight, Grim, Aberdeen made them kind of like ordinary at times, you would say.
Yeah, I think they did. And the big thing for Aberdeen, that was their first European group stage victory in nearly 16 years. And it was a big win for them. I know, obviously, in case of getting through the group, it doesn't matter. But it was a big win for Aberdeen. It gives them a lot of confidence going into that game against Rangers as well. And, again, I thought Eintracht played some decent stuff. But there were times they didn't take the shot on when they could have done. And Aberdeen took the chances that they got. That's a big difference tonight. They took the chances, Eintracht Frankfurt didn't. But, I mean, both teams made big changes. And this is a Frankfurt side that beat Bayern Munich 5-1 at the weekend, by the way. Although they did make 7 changes tonight. But it's a big result for Aberdeen. And again, it's going to give that confidence boost as well. And you can see that it meant a lot to the crowd and Barry Robson as well. He has been, as Dave would say, he had been under a lot of pressure recently. But that seems to have been lifted now. And if he can win on Sunday, I mean, what a fantastic week this could be for him.
Yeah, I suppose that this could make or break Barry Robson's career at kind of like Aberdeen. But Stephen, I think I know we had Dave on the show on Friday night, and but I think our Aberdeen fans has been a bit critical of Robson in terms of when was the last? I know they get beat heavily at Celtic Park a few weeks ago, but when was the last time that you heard? When was the last time you heard? Aberdeen beating Rangers at Ibrox and Kirkcaldy.
Sorry, I tried to make myself there and I double clicked the button.
That's going to make right. That's going to make right. Take Friday at Christmas.
Apologies.
If I'm getting up a hill.
Anyway. That's completely through me. I forgot what the question was.
So thanks for watching the show tonight. Yeah, we can swear as well. Yeah. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 9. Stephen, it's going to be
You don't get this on any other radio show, by the way.
No.
Have a bit of decorum, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not going to say what I'm dying to say what I want to say, but I can't say it. But I'll tell you after the show.
It's Harry Hill on the night. TV's big part.
I know I'm losing my hair. Yeah. Help.
Anyway, what was the question?
Let's
move on to this. Come on.
Who's gonna clip this up? I didn't play it on YouTube on Christmas Day. I can't remember what I was asking you.
Man,
This is
a shambles.
What was the bingo numbers tonight? Actually, So
it was a belter as well. Was he quiet?
I love Harry Hill. $3 as a kick. Yeah.
You get Stevie B's TV bucks. There you go.
I can't even remember. Anyway, you can go in on anything that we're talking about, including them. We're here for another 15 minutes. Thank goodness for that. And then I will go away. I can't even remember what we were saying there.
Look at that. Next question.
Right, let's bring the show back to reality. So I'm going to get comments from Barry Robson here that I've finally found. Barry Robson says, he's gone. So Barry Robson says, they have performed so well and I'm glad that we got that win because we deserve to be on more points than we are in Europe. I know people have given us some stick and rightly so at times, but it's not easy fighting on 3 fronts and I think they've done it really well. The boys should be proud. I said to them, when you're a football player, playing in European group stages is something you'll always look back on. It's what I always look back on. They were the best times for me. I'm really pleased for me to get that win. And I think the point he makes about they deserve to win more points than they've got. I said that weeks ago. I think Aberdeen should have more points than they've got. They've performed very well. You know, they haven't finished bottom of the group, which is a big thing as well, getting that win tonight. And I think they have performed well. And to get that win, you know, to get the monkey off the back, get that win was a big thing for them. And, you know, it is right. I think they should be proud of that because they were very good tonight. And, you know, the Aberdeen fans will go away quite happy. And it's a big, big win for them. And like I said, 16 years without a group stage win. That's a big, big performance from them tonight. And I think they did deserve it. On the balance of play, I think they did deserve it.
Yeah, I think as Stephen comes in, I do remember what I was saying to Stephen there about do you think it's a bit unfair how the Aberdeen fans are going on Barry Robson's back? Because even though that they went to Celtic Park a few weeks ago and Celtic beat them, what was it, 6-0, 7-0?
6-0.
But he's got them into a final. He's beat Rangers home and away. He's got them into a cup final. You know, and Aberdeen fans and are still not happy with him. I mean, it's like, what do they need to do to get the supporters on side, Stephen?
I mean, to be fair, at one point I think they were sitting second bottom in the league, so you can kind of understand it. But I still think in the same sentence that European fixtures had to be taken into account. And I was always of the opinion that when the European fixtures were done, which you'll see now after the cup final on Sunday, that Barry Robson will turn this around.
What do you think, Graham?
Yeah, I think I said a couple of weeks ago that I thought Robson had credit in the bank. You know, he managed to get third last season. He's got European football. I thought he had credit in the bank, but apparently obviously not. I think there are still some Aberdeen fans that are not quite convinced by him. But they've managed to turn it round, and obviously league performances have got to improve. We know that. They managed to beat Hearts last week. They've got that big win tonight as well. If they can now go into Sunday and beat Rangers and win that first cup, I think that would be huge for Aberdeen. And surely after that, Aberdeen fans that might be against them have to turn. Surely they have to turn after that.
Talking about Sunday, we will be here on Sunday, me and Graham, after the cup final, or maybe if it goes to extra time, we will be on during the game as well, between 5 and 6, and we'll be back tomorrow. You lucky people that you are. Between our usual time between 5 and 7. Graham is on with Mr. Raging Stevens tomorrow, so listen out for that one. I won't be here, but anyway, you'll have a good show without me anyway. So yeah, I mean, couple minutes left, guys. We're going to talk about Aberdeen Rangers in the final more tomorrow, but I suppose that's a good warm-up for both teams to play a big game before they actually meet each other on Sunday?
I don't know. I think it's different because Aberdeen made a lot of changes. Rangers have basically played their full-time squad because they needed to get a win. So I think the start of the game will tell you everything you need to know, but in the same sentence, I think that if Aberdeen are still in it with 30 to go, then they can really fancy their chances, because I think that a lot of their players will be more fresher having not played tonight, and I think the Rangers maybe will start to tire because they put a lot into that game tonight. So it's all about where Aberdeen are after the hour mark, I think.
Graham, is it a bit weird for me to say about, I know this is a cup final and that means a lot to both teams, right? But do you think Rangers would be more worried in terms of they've not beat Aberdeen kind of like this season yet?
Yeah, probably. And the fact as well, they've only got a couple of days rest as well before that game. You know, they're having to come back from Spain. I'm sure they won't have a lot of time to get rested before that game. So it's a difficult one. But I do think a lot of what happens on Sunday will be dependent on Majowski if he's fit, because we know that he can cause Rangers a lot of problems. He scored 12 goals this season already. He's going to be a huge threat. If he's not fit, you're looking at potentially Duke starting. And again, I thought Duke did well tonight and he got the goal as well. So they do have options there, but Majowski's a big one for me. If he's fit, it gives Aberdeen that bit more of a chance of winning that game. And I think, as always, I think the first goal is crucial. If Aberdeen can get the first goal, then Rangers might start to think, well, we've not beaten them this season yet, and now we're a goal down. It's going to be so interesting, I think. That first goal could be so crucial. But I think what Aberdeen, I don't think, can do is if they get the first goal, they can't sit on it. They've got to try and then go and kill the game off. Because you'd expect Rangers to be a bit leggy after tonight. You'd expect them to be a bit, physically they'll be all right, but I think they'll be leggy after tonight because a lot of those players that have played tonight will play on Sunday because today was so big. And I think McCausland will definitely start. And what a shining light he's been for Rangers as well. 20-year-old and he's playing in these big games. He's been outstanding. He's come from nowhere because weeks ago nobody knew who he was. So it's been massive. And I think as well, as Lino says, the big two are sometimes vulnerable at Hampden, and I think that has been shown in previous years. I mean, if Rangers were to lose that game on Sunday, what a kick in the teeth that would be for Clement. And it probably, a lot of folk will say, maybe it's not his fault, these are still Michael Beale's players, but it would be a massive, massive kick in the teeth if they were to lose that game.
I was surprised to hear you saying, Graham, about McCausland gets the game on Sunday. Stephen, Ruff came on tonight. He scored the winning goal. Would you start him on Sunday because he scored that winning goal?
I mean, can you drop Dessers? I actually thought Dessers put in his best performance in a Rangers shirt tonight. Is it?
But
with the way he scored the goal, but what he might take into account is the fact that Dessers might be leggy. He's played majority of the game tonight. Ruff might then start, but I'd still stick with Dessers, I think, because I think he's earned it. What a goal he scored tonight, by the way. Fantastic goal. Credit where credit's due. And Rangers fans will be hoping that he can really kick on from that. Because, I mean, I think that's him got a goal at the weekend there. And then he's... Was it the weekend he scored them, right, Anna?
The weekend against Dundee, yeah.
Aye, he scored against Dundee, so... Got a goal at the weekend, and we're really hoping that this is the start of a wee purple patch for them because that's 2 goals in 2 games, and he's won against Dundee. Was a great finish as well into the roof of the net. So, and we've seen something from him tonight that we've not seen in a long time, and that's composure when he's got time. I think in recent times he's lashed it a lot. Tonight he was composed and he took it well. So, it'll be interesting because I think he could really kick on from this. And he has to because Danilo's out for months, so they've only got him and Roof, as I said earlier.
Graham, I was going to go back to Aberdeen as well. I was quite, I don't know about you guys, but I was quite impressed by Shane Morris tonight from Aberdeen. That was the first time I've seen that player.
Yeah, I thought he was good, really lively, really good ball into the box for the first goal, and he was lively all game. And that big Hampden pitch might suit him because he is quite quick, and wingers on that big pitch could be a massive threat. So if he starts, I don't think he'll let Aberdeen down, but it's a difficult choice for Barry Robson now because obviously he's put that team out tonight knowing that it didn't really matter, but players looking at cup final place, and he's going to have struggled. But I genuinely think he'll have picked his team already, but there'll be players in that team tonight that maybe think, I've got a wee chance here. For example,
Sterling's got a chance as well, hasn't he? Sorry about him.
Yeah, I think he has. No, it's all right. I think, Esther Sokolo's finished tonight as well. That might be in Barry Robson's head now to say, actually, could I use him as well? And if you look at the game a few weeks ago at Pataudry, it was that Sokolo-Majowski partnership that got him behind Rangers a few times. They might look to use that. They might look to use that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think both of them start. I think it'll be 2 up front. I think they'll go Duke and Majowski and they'll try and rough the Rangers centre backs up because it worked really well for them at Pataudry.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. No, exactly. When going into a cup final, it's a one-off game. Anything could happen, Stephen. And I think it's going to be an open game. I don't think Aberdeen's going to park about, as I say, 25 buses bang the ball as well. There you go, Reagan. That's good for you because I know he likes me saying 10 buses, but tonight it's 25. I mean, it's Christmas after all. Be happy, But do you think Barry Robson's going to say like the first 20 minutes is going to be crucial because if you keep it tight for the first 20 minutes and then the next 10 minutes and then get up to half time that way, And then, as Graham says before, if the fans get on the back, it's going to be quite interesting.
Here's how I would work it. If I was Barry Robson, I'm trying to stay in the game for an hour, as I said earlier. Get it to 60 minutes if you can, 0-0. Maybe you never know, maybe even Nick could go up there and 1-0. And then I would bring Duke on just to run them. Run them for 30 minutes. Because they will get leggy the later that game goes. So it's all about staying in the game as long as they can for Aberdeen. And listen, it's going to be a really interesting fixture. I'm really, really looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. I suppose like Anna Lynn was right there about the spacing and Hampden, Glim, because it's a big playing surface. It's not like going to Picogli or going to kind of like Ibrox or that. It's wide and it's big and all that.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it will suit that pace of Duka Majowski, but I just think that Sock Club probably will start, given that threat that he's got in the air as well and in behind. But I agree with Stephen. I think it could be a really decent game to watch. I hope it is. But if you look at Aberdeen's performance in that League Cup semi-final against Hibs, they really did sit back in that game. Hibs should have won that game quite comfortably. And then once Aberdeen going into 10 men, they get the goal, and then they have to sit back to defend it. They also, I think what they've got to do, I think the one thing I think I would say about Sunday is they've got to keep 11 men on the park. They can't afford to get anyone sent off in this game because it's too big a game. And I really hope that when we do the show on Sunday, we're not looking back at a controversial incident that involves the Rangers penalty. We might be. But they've got to obviously keep the hands down as well in the box. That might not matter. But it could be interesting as well. The referee might have a big part to play in this. I don't want to be sitting here on Sunday talking about VAR. Please don't let that happen. Just be a good game with the best team winning. Hopefully Aberdeen, but I've got no preference. But hopefully the VAR doesn't get involved.
Do we know who the cup final ref is on Sunday?
I can get it just now.
I don't actually know.
I can get it just now.
What they call him?
I had to say I love that for Graham. Hopefully Aberdeen, but I've got no preference.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. Some show this, but
the referee is not on the place that I looked for it. Sorry.
Is that right? There you go. You've got another 2 minutes. No press. All that's given. But we'll give you it. In fact, find it yourself. It's on the internet somewhere. It's Christmas after all. I'm being funny. And all that 25 buses. But Glim, you were saying about Aberdeen. Well, I think you were talking about Aberdeen keeping 11 men on the park, and I suppose that's the same with Rangers as well.
They won't get anyone sent off. No, I think it will be for both. To be honest, it will be a big game for both. I can't help myself, and it's one of these shows. I can't help it. But yeah, I think it will be. I think it'll be important for both teams to keep. This has been a really bizarre show, right? But I've loved it. But it will be important for both teams to keep 11 men in the park. But mainly for Aberdeen, I think. I mean, it's such a big game for both teams. I mean, one of these teams is going to walk off with a cup, and I just think. I don't think it'll go extra time and penalties. I don't think it will. I think it'll be won in 90 minutes. But it's just such a close game to call, I think, because Aberdeen have already beat Rangers this season. So it's a tough game to call. I genuinely do believe that if Aberdeen can, like Stephen says, keep it tight, they give themselves that chance. As Lino says, will Rangers get a penalty? Of course they will. It's Hampden. They'll get a penalty.
Is water wet would have been a better question. Sorry.
Yeah, and on that funny note, we're going to go. Thanks for watching tonight. It's been very entertaining.
The referee's Don Robertson, by the way. The referee's Don Robertson.
Yes, we got in. Right, there we go. Let's wrap it.
Out with Rangers then at half time.
Well, not really, it's a Don. It's a Don that's refereeing. It'll be Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Wrap this. I've had enough of you. Go to bed.
I'm away, right? Okay, see you later. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Taxi. Also,
The Locker Room.